Hi there, it's Lori from Lollipop Paper and Ink. Thank you so much for joining me today and welcome to my stamp studio. Today we have another Friday Fun with Celebration Freebie video, and this week I'm showcasing the Celebration stamp set Heal Your Heart. And it's a level 1 award, which means you would need to purchase a $50 amount, and you would be earning one of these level 1 awards, and this is one of many that you can choose from. So let's get started. I have a few projects that I did using this celebration item in conjunction with a regular item from our catalog, from our the new mini catalog. So the first one up, I want to take, I want to use some of our Acetate. So this is from the Fine Art Floral suite, and it's the Art Gallery bundle, and it has beautiful, this is called Fine Art Floral DSP. And let me show you some of the other pieces that are in there. Okay, I just had it out of my sight range there, but this is a sampling of the Fine Art Floral DSP that is part of that suite. Beautiful, beautiful papers, all of them. In addition to that, so we're going to be using this one here today. So, but in addition to that, we have what is called, that I have right here, it's called Golden Garden Designer Specialty Acetate. And you get 3 sheets, and I'll show you how each of these 3 sheets, 2 out of the 3 actually coordinate perfectly with the design from 2 of the DSPs. So this one here I took from this sheet here, and I just lined it up with, you know, the pattern that I had cut, and used it that way. It's a beautiful gold overlay. And I'll show you how there's another sheet that is right here, which I have used this on other projects before, I'm sure you've seen, but you can see how this lays right over the design right here. And this is a full sheet. I think in my previous videos I didn't really have a full sheet, so you didn't get the full appreciation of how pretty this is, and how it just lays right over it, and you have so many choices for your design for your DSP. So I took a little piece of that, so that's what we're going to be working on today. I just covered it. I made sure that I matched it up before I trimmed the paper. And so let's just put this together. And I'll show you how I adhere the acetate sheet to the DSP also. So this one, I want to be able to pop this up. So I'm going to do this separately. So let's do the adhering. Now I use glue dots. You can use, I have used the regular or mini glue dots before, but I have found these are a little bit smaller, and so they would enable you to not notice it as much. Not that you really do notice it at all, but and when I put them on here, I try to find a spot excuse me, a spot where the gold is there, so that covers it up a little bit also. On the other side, you can see it's silver, which is a beautiful pattern also, as a silver overlay. It just doesn't match totally on here, but well, I think another card that I did, I just put it right on top of just a neutral background, and that looked beautiful also. Okay, so I'm just going to take these little paper pumpkin glue dots, but you can use the regular mini glue dots. They do work fine. These are just a little easier to deal with too. And I don't go crazy. I just put 4 in the corners, and we'll lift it up and get rid of those. Okay, then you just find your pattern here, and place it right down on there. And it's as simple as that. And you have a beautiful backdrop. Now, the thing with this stamp set is it's all about the sentiments. There's no images, but the sentiments alone make the image. The font and the print, the layering of the ink is so professional. It really looks like a professional print job when you're done. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on here, just on my base, and then we're gonna do a simple sentiment. We'll use the one that is sorry for your loss. And so, all right, let me just put this on here. Okay, this is just going right onto my base, my basic white card base. And I'm going to put, I want to pop this up with dimensionals, but let's do our very little stamping with Flirty Flamingo ink, just to pick up the Flirty Flamingo that's in here in the pattern. And we're going to use the Sorry for Your Loss. Okay. And we're going to, now I want to put some of the pink, the Petal pink ribbon in right behind this sentiment tag. Now, I want to see how it would look if I put it right over it. And I think I like that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that right on here. And I'm just going to put it to the side. Well, actually, since we're using the ribbon, I'll put it right into the middle. For my sample one, I did not use, I did the sentiment, but I just had the ribbon behind it. So let's see how that looks. I think that's pretty. Sure. You just want to make sure that it's in the center of your tag. And I punched out the sides of those tags, of this tag, with the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch. And I think that's all it needs. It does not need to I like a little movement, so I don't think it needs anything else on there. Okay. Yep, I like it. Okay, so I want to give this a little dimension too, so I don't want to just adhere that flat down. So I think I'm going to use my I'm going to use my foam sheets, and let me just cut a piece off of that. I'll just do one up on top. That should be fine. And these are great for not having to use up a whole bunch of your dimensionals. It's a time saver. There we go. Isn't that pretty? And it just took a little bit of the gold overlay and a simple, beautiful font with a very simple statement. So that's our first project. Let's start our next one. Okay, so for our next one, we're going to be using the beautiful thank you sentiment. That is another just very simple but beautiful statement to make. All right, so I'll put this here for now. We don't have very much stamping to do. Like we said, this stamp set is just all about the sentiments. So it's just the idea is to create the card around the sentiments by using one of our beautiful DSPs. So I matched this one up today with the, this is another Celebration Level 1 award. And this is called the Flower and Field DSP. And again, it's with a $50 purchase. You can get a full, these are 12 by 12s. I just keep them 6 by 6s for me, for referencing to see the beautiful coordination. So we're going to be using one of these patterns today, and I'm going to match it up with our Bumblebee cardstock. Now this is really just like a fancy fold, but it's just all about the layering. There's absolutely nothing nothing really tough about this exact project. So let's see. Okay, so I'm using 2 of the prints from that Flower and Field DSP, and we're going to start with this one. So this is just a fancy fold. It's just a lot of layers. It's not hard to put together at all. And I will have all of the measurements in the description below. Okay, so I'm going to take one here, and the way I'm folding this is kind of counterintuitive, but I'm folding it back from right to left. Just so, and this is going to be one of our flaps. So then I have another piece cut that just basic white that is going to go right into the inside. And that will be our base to write your greeting. Okay, that's going to go in there like that. So then I have another piece of the Bumblebee cardstock, and I'm going to add the center piece to this also. So you actually will have, this will be the layer that you will write your greeting on. This is going to go in here, and then we're going to take this piece and we're going to put it right in the center of this layer here. Okay, so let's get this on here. And this is just centered, and it gives a little break to the eye as far as all the Bumblebee. Okay, then I take my second sheet of the piece of the Flower and Field DSP that is cut to be the center of this, and this is really the focal image. This is where the sentiment will go. Okay, and that's the basic of it. So let's just get a sentiment on there. I have already cropped out a sentiment tag. This is from the Stitched So Sweetly dies, and we're going to pick up on the Just Jade color that's in the DSP, which really goes very nicely with the Bumblebee. So I want to make sure that I have this, that it's going to get straight right on there. And like I said, this font is really the star of the show here, and it fits perfectly right in there. Okay, and then I just added, just for a little extra bling, I'm going to add some of the 2020 to 2022 enamel dots, and that will just make it all pop right from there. Okay. Okay, so that's nice and centered. I'm just going to pull up a few. I have here the Just Jade dots, but you could use the Bumblebee too. That would look perfect. Whoops. I like mine in a row here. Come on. Cooperate. There you go. And 3. Okay, and there we go. Another project using this beautiful stamp set, Heal Your Heart, in conjunction with the Flower and Field DSP. Okay, I have one more to show you, so let's get busy with that. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to be using the sentiment, Wishing I Could Heal Your Heart, and I'm going to be using another sheet from the DSP, the Fine Art Floral, which is this beautiful canvas looking paint palette strokes with the pool party color, which I love. And also for this one, I'm going to be using a product from the new catalog, the January to June mini catalog. And this is called the Stitched with Whimsy dies. And although they're not actually dies, they're not going to cut right through, but they do a beautiful embossing cut through that I'll show you how we're going to do one of those. Actually, we're going to do two of those today for this project. So what I'm going to do is put it right onto, again, I have my layers already trimmed, and you can, so just so you can see how I'm going to go ahead and emboss them or die cut them. I'm not really sure. It's not really, it's not going to go through. It's just going to make a really pretty, cute little frame. And what I'm going to do is do the embossing or the die cutting right on top of the DSP in this case. And then, because I have two layers that I want to run through. So I have I'm matching this up with the Pacific Point ink today. The Pacific Point ink color. So we're going to use the cardstock and we're going to use the ink. So I can get them both through in one pass. So let me do that. And then I just suggest that you just be careful with, it doesn't have to be exact because it is kind of whimsy-ish the way the line goes, but you just want to try to make it as straight because it will be a little noticeable. So I'm going to send this through the big boss, and you can see how pretty that is, the stitching that comes through there. And you can see it more so even when you back it up onto a colored piece of cardstock. So okay, so I love that new set with these dies. All right, so now again it's just all about the layering and about the sentiment, the beautiful little sentiment. So let's get this burnished so we have a nice clean crease. And so I'm going to put these two are going to go on together. That's going to be my base, and then we will do our, although I hate to, this paper is so beautiful, I hate to cover up that beautiful print, but okay. And when you're trimming your DSP, you can choose the lightness of or the darkness of whatever it is that you want your focal image to be. So now what I'm also going to do here is I'm going to stamp right on this square of DSP. So let's get our wishing I could heal your heart. Make sure that's the right one. And we're going to use the Pacific Point ink. Okay. And once you see this the font up close, you'll be able to appreciate it better. That it's such a simple but clear font that it just looks so professional. Okay, so let's see. And I just cropped that from some scraps that I had. All right, I'm just going to adhere this on here, still showing a little bit of the stitching around the outside. And, okay. Then we can put, where's my base? Here's the base, put that on here. And I think I want my darker side to be on the bottom. Okay, so let me grab this. I just, I have pool party ribbon, so I want to add that to it, but I thought that would get a little lost with the pool party background. So I just trimmed a little, this is probably a 1/2 inch piece of the Pacific Point cardstock, and that's going to act as my base for my ribbon. So let's put that on first. And you can put it anywhere. I usually put them the lower quadrant of the whole base, of the whole card front. I just think it gives it a little weight. So, all right, so I'm just going to cut a little bit. This is the pool party ribbon, for the sheer ribbon. I believe this came from the Whale of a Time set that was in the annual catalog. And so here I'm just going to give both ends a little trim, and I don't want to mess with it too much with the adhesive, so I'm going to just put a few glue dots, and I think that will hold it just perfectly. And the dimensionals are going to go over it anyway for the sentiment tag to go sit on top. So I'm just centering this right there. And I want a little bit of movement, so I don't want the whole thing to go flat down on there. And then this will just get added with some dimensionals, and we'll see what kind of embellishments we can put on there. And there we go. Okay, so I have some of these blue adhesive gems, and you can just pop just a few of those on, just for a little extra bling. Okay, let's put it right there. Okay, there you go. So there are our 3 projects for this week's Friday Fun with Celebration Freebies. And like I said, these all 3, or I even added in some extra celebration items, but they can be earned with a $50 purchase, either from the annual catalog or from the new January to June mini catalog. So I'll give you a little quick peek again at the 3 that we did today. And I hope you enjoyed it. And each one of these were added with free products that you can earn yourself. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new to stamping, or if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. So just email me, and I'll be happy to send you a copy of our catalogs, of any information that I have going on now, and get you on our mailing list so that you're totally up to date with everything that you need to know. So I would love to be able to offer that to you, but you just email me and I'll be happy to respond. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss our next video, which I have my Facebook Lives that get uploaded on Wednesdays, and then also during Celebration I have these Friday Fun with Celebration days. So thanks again for joining me. Have a great day. Stay safe. See you next time.